Download the DJI Go 4 app in the App Store or Google Play on your mobile device. Unfold the remote controller clamps and attach the RC sticks. Unfold the remote controller's antennas. The cable on the left side of the remote controller can connect the phone with the remote controller. After the controller is connected to the phone and the mobile device is clamped to the remote controller, unfold the aircraft's arms. Press and hold the power button for 2 seconds to turn on the remote controller and the aircraft. Place the aircraft on level ground. Launch the DJI Go 4 app on the phone. Choose Mavic 2 on the home screen. The flight status bar on the top of the screen shows the aircraft's and sensors' current working condition. Once the app shows ready to go, push both sticks to the bottom inner corners to start the motors. Then push the left stick up to take off. You can also press the auto takeoff icon on the left of the app to get airborne. Taking controller stick mode 2 as an example, the left stick controls the aircraft's altitude and nose direction, while the right stick controls its forward, backward, left, and right movements. Click the top right corner on the app to enter the remote controller menu and change the stick mode. If the aircraft flies too far away, you can check the current aircraft's position on the map in the bottom left corner. Press the flight pause button on the remote controller for emergency braking and hovering. There are many intelligent features built in the Intelligent Flight menu on the left side of the menu, which greatly simplifies flight operations. APAS allows automatic obstacle avoidance and greatly improves flight safety. Tap Return to Home or press and hold the Smart RTH button on the remote controller to send the aircraft back to the takeoff spot. The function buttons on the right side of the app are Current Camera Parameters, Settings menu to adjust shooting settings such as exposure and shooting mode. Also, a slide bar that shows gimbal tilt and the playback button. You can also record your flight and capture stunning moments using the buttons on the remote controller. For example, the gimbal dial controls the camera's tilt. Shutter button, click it to snap a photo. Record button, press it to start or stop video recording. To land the aircraft, hold down the left stick until you touch the ground. You can also click the auto landing button in the app and let the drone do the rest of the job. Hello and welcome back to Mavic Air 2 tutorials. In this video, we will show you how to prepare for your first flight, making sure you know the basics before takeoff. Please make sure the remote controller is set to normal mode. Ensure the propellers are properly attached. The battery is secure and the gimbal protector has been removed. First, download the DJI Fly app. Access the App Store in your smartphone. Search for DJI Fly, and then download the app. Activating the aircraft. Lucky for you, Mavic Air 2 and the remote controller come already linked. All you have to do is open the DJI Fly app and follow the instructions to activate the aircraft. Before flight, once you've found a great location for takeoff, place Mavic Air 2 on level ground. Remember that the aircraft should be facing outward with the rear closest to you. Open up the DJI Fly app. Make sure the aircraft and remote controller are linked, and then tap Go Flight. Tap Safety and set the RTH height higher than the tallest building or object near you. Set the RC mode to normal before takeoff. Tap the auto takeoff icon at the left side of the screen. Tap and hold the icon that pops up, and then Mavic Air 2 will automatically take off. After takeoff, the icon will change to auto landing for when you decide to land. When it's time for Mavic Air 2 to land, tap the auto landing icon and hold. Then Mavic Air 2 will automatically land. If you prefer to do things manually, hold both control sticks all the way to the bottom of the controller, and then push inwards or outwards. When the propellers start to rotate, gently push the left control stick up, and Mavic Air 2 will take off. Keep in mind that the left control stick is used to control your flying altitude and the direction Mavic Air 2 is facing. The right joystick is used to enable the aircraft to fly forward, backward, and to either side. If you have powered on the motors, but the aircraft has not taken off, hold down the left control stick and the motors will power off. If Mavic Air 2 is already in the air, hold down the left control stick and the aircraft will begin to land. You can also view flight information such as distance flown and speed at the bottom of the screen. Tap the icon at the right side of the screen to take photos, videos, or quick shots. Tap the gallery icon to view or download photos and videos. The camera parameter menu at the bottom right can be used to adjust parameters. You can also adjust the gimbal pitch and control camera by using the gimbal dial and the shutter record button. Tap the RTH button on the left side of the screen and hold, or press the RTH button on the remote controller and hold to initiate RTH. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Now, enjoy your first flight with Mavic Air 2. If the status indicator of the aircraft blinks yellow quickly when powered on, linking is required to control the aircraft with the remote controller. This tutorial contains linking the remote controller with the DJI Fly app, linking the remote controller with combination button, power on the aircraft, connect the mobile device with the remote controller, and open up the DJI Fly app. Tap Connect Aircraft at the bottom right to enter the connection interface. Next, tap Settings, and then tap Connect Aircraft at the bottom of the control page. The linking process will start when the remote controller beeps. Press and hold the power button for about 4 seconds, then release it after it begins beeping. The battery indicator will activate, and the aircraft will begin the linking process. When the remote controller stops beeping, the app will display the image transmission screen, indicating that the linking was successful. You can also link the remote controller with combination buttons by simultaneously pressing the customizable button, the photo video button, and the shutter record button at the top. The remote controller will start to beep after 2 seconds. Then you can begin the linking process. Press and hold the power button for approximately 4 seconds and release it once it begins to beep. The aircraft will start the linking process. When the remote controller stops beeping, the app will display the image transmission screen, indicating that the linking was successful. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if Focus Track is an incredible intelligent mode that allows you to fully unleash your creativity with Mavic Air 2. In this video, we go over how to use Spotlight, Active Track, Point of Interest. Note, before enabling Focus Track, make sure the flying environment is clear and free of obstacles. Focus Track supports 3 flight modes, and we'll introduce how to use each one. First, take off and hover at an appropriate altitude. Focus Track is enabled by default when you enter camera view. After the target subject is locked, you can select a Focus Track mode. Have your subject wave their arms facing Mavic Air 2, and the camera will automatically recognize and frame the subject. Or simply tap on or frame the subject. Tap the shutter record button in the app or on the remote controller to start shooting photos or recording videos. You can operate the control sticks to adjust the distance between Mavic Air 2 and the subject. Adjust the composition with the gimbal dial or left control stick. Active track, which includes two modes, track and parallel. Manually tap or frame the subject on the screen after selecting track. The aircraft will track the subject at a consistent distance. Tap the shutter record button in the app or on the remote controller to take a photo or start recording a video. During flight, Mavic Air 2 automatically detects the distance from the aircraft to obstacles in front of and behind it. And if Mavic Air 2 loses track of the subject, as it will just hover in place. After you have your subject selected and ready to go, after selecting parallel mode, Mavic Air 2 will track the subject at a constant angle and distance from the side. Tap the shutter record button in the app or on the remote controller to take a photo or start recording a video. If the aircraft loses track of the subject, it will simply hover in place. Start off by having Mavic Air 2 hover at an appropriate altitude. Simply tap on or frame the subject. Select the POI icon. Set the flight direction and speed. And the aircraft will fly around the subject according to the set flight direction at the current flight altitude. Tap the shutter record button in the app or on the remote controller to start shooting photos or recording videos. While flying, just tap stop or press the RTH button on the remote controller and Mavic Air 2 will exit focus track. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. ND filters provide you with an improved creative experience. To better satisfy the aerial shooting needs of different users, Mavic Air 2 features two specific ND filter kits, ND 16, 64, 56, and ND 4, 8, 32. Between the two, the ND 16, 64, 56 filter kit provides wider coverage, highlight suppression, shutter speed adjustment, and prolonged exposure shooting. This kit is also included in the Fly More combo. Additionally, the ND 4, 8, 32 kit was launched to satisfy the needs for advanced videos, which requires finer adjustment of the shutter speed. This kit allows you to keep your ISO lower in complex lighting conditions to obtain the purest picture. How to install and remove ND filters. First, hold the original protective filter of the camera with your fingers and press and rotate it counterclockwise to remove. Next, align the ND filter with the mount on the camera. Press it firmly and rotate the ND filter clockwise to a horizontal angle to complete the filter replacement. Take your content to the next level today. Mavic Air 2 features 4 hyperlapse modes: free, circle, course lock, and waypoint. Each mode performs a different flight trajectory and lens angle to satisfy your creative requirements for a variety of scenarios. When framing the shot, do not position Mavic Air 2 too close to the foreground, or your footage may be unstable. After framing your composition, tap hyperlapse. Tap free. Then set the photo interval, video length, and maximum flight speed, and the aircraft will automatically calculate the required shooting time. Tap the button on the right side of the screen to start recording. When shooting in free mode, you can control the aircraft's attitude and the gimbal's tilt angle. Circle mode allows the aircraft to circle your subject while shooting a video. Tap circle. Then set the photo interval, video length, flight speed, and direction of the circle. After selecting your target, tap the button on the right side of the screen. The aircraft will automatically calculate and plan the flight route, and then begin recording. In course lock mode, after locking the orientation,
the aircraft will fly in the direction it is facing. After selecting your subject, tap the button on the right side of the screen. The aircraft will follow the subject while shooting. Regardless of the way Mavic Air 2 is facing, the aircraft will fly straight in the set direction. Even if you don't select a subject, the aircraft will fly straight in the set direction and shoot a perfect course-lock video. Waypoint Hyperlapse. In waypoint mode, the aircraft automatically flies and records along a preset route. Tap Waypoint and fly the drone to a designated location. Change the aircraft's yaw angle and gimbal's tilt angle to capture different perspectives. Tap the button on the right side of the screen. Then, the aircraft will automatically calculate and plan the flight route and begin recording. After shooting is finished, Mavic Air 2 will automatically compose a hyperlapse video for you. You can check the video by tapping the playback button. You can also edit the video with the edit function at the bottom right. Don't forget to tap the share button at the top right to share your best moments with friends. Quick Shots is a shooting mode for Mavic Air 2, which automatically captures excellent videos wherever you go. In this video, you will learn about various quick shots, including drone, rocket, helix, circle, boomerang, asteroid. At the end, we will show you how you can share all that you've captured with video playback and sharing. Before using quick shots, make sure the drone is in normal mode. Also, make sure you are flying in an obstacle-free, open area. If you're not familiar with the planned flight route, we suggest that you start with something shorter. Take off and let the drone hover at least 2 meters above the ground. Tap the shooting mode icon at the right side of the app and select Quick Shots. Drone. Select Drone and set the maximum flight distance. You can wave at the drone to automatically select the subject and start shooting right away. You can also tap or frame the subject on the screen. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The drone will fly backward and descend with the camera locked on the subject. Once the shooting is finished, the aircraft will fly back to its original position. Rocket. Select Rocket and set the maximum flight height. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The aircraft will ascend with the camera pointing downward. Once the shooting is finished, the aircraft will fly back to its original position. Circle. Select Circle and set the circle direction. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The aircraft will begin recording while flying in a circle around the subject, using the current distance as the radius. Helix. Select Helix and set the maximum flight radius. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The distance between your current position and the subject will be used as the original radius. The aircraft will then ascend and spiral around the subject. Once the shooting is finished, the aircraft will fly back to its original position. Boomerang. Select Boomerang. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The aircraft will then fly and shoot around the subject along an oval path. Asteroid. Select Asteroid and set the maximum flight distance. Next, tap Start to begin shooting. The aircraft will then fly backward, ascend to the set distance, and hover to capture an incredible panorama. Once the shooting is finished, the aircraft will fly back to its original position. When finished shooting, tap the X on the right side of the app. Or press the RTH button on the remote controller to exit Quick Shots. Then the drone will hover. It should be noted that accidentally touching the control stick will also stop the quick shot. After shooting, tap the playback icon in the app to view the captured video. Tap the switch button in the lower right corner to switch between the original clip and the generated video. Tap the download icon in the bottom left corner to save the original clip or the generated video to your smartphone. You can also tap the edit icon in the lower right corner to edit the original clip or the generated video. Tap the share icon in the upper right corner to share what you have captured with friends. And there you go!